Going on, everybody? It's Mike with Parallel Gaming. Today we got a locals match for you. On the left, we have my teammate Bobby piloting Kiado, and on the right, we have a red-green law player. It looks like they're rolling some dice, drawing their hands. They're deciding on what to do. Now that we have this time that they're deciding, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. We'd really appreciate it. Looks like they've set their life out, so you're gonna look at their hands, shuffle around, and the game has started. So the right player is gonna play a Nami, search the top 5 for a Straw Hat character or event. It looks like he's got a Luffy, he's got a Gum Gun pistol, and that's what he's gonna grab. Probably wants to keep that on the board, get rid of like a king or something later. Or queen, sorry. It looks like he plays a Mononosuke and passes. The left player gets 2 more Dawn, swings 5 at his leader, see if he'll take the damage. And it looks like he does, probably because the law player wants to see a lot of their characters early on so he can start doing his shambles effect, as people call it. I don't know, I haven't gotten that far in the anime to know their reference. When we see the player on the left play down Onigashima Island and passed, it's really good that he got that Onigashima. I mean, it's probably the best card in purple that you can see, especially on turn 2, like, that just accelerates all your gameplay. So it looks like our right player is going to activate Mononosuke. His effect is you can search for top 5 for a Wano country. It looks like he got a Nekomushi. It's kind of hard to see with that Claire, apologize, but you know, sometimes it's what we get is what we get. So he's swinging 5 at the Kiado player. Kiado player's looking at his hand. He's debating if he wants to block the attack. You can see a card, but he's going to discard a blocker and make it a 6K. And then he's going to play a Bonnie, search the top 5 for a Supernova. So fun fact, Luffy is actually a Supernova too, but he's going to grab the Law. He's going to pay 1 and play out a green blocker, Capone, and pass. So going back over to the Kaido players, getting 2 more Dawn. He's going to get another one eventually without Onigashima. It does put him into play rested, but just, you know, getting 3 Dawn per turn is just huge sometimes, or not sometimes, but all the times. He's going to swing 5 at that Bonnie just because Bonnie's honestly the best searcher in that deck. It just grabs so many cards on that deck, and getting rid of it, you know, you just don't want your opponent to get activated more than once, if any. And then the Kaido player is going to play a king, get rid of the blocker, get rid of a Dawn, and he's going to pass. The 6 drop king is really good to see on curve. It's just so much tempo, it gets rid of a body, and then it's a 7K swing for the rest of the game. I know a lot of people go back and forth between that and the 7 drop king, but honestly, I think seeing the 6 drop on curve can be just huge for tempo. The law player, he's looking at his hand, he's debating what to do. He has a big hand for a law player, and that's a good thing that you want to see with a law player, is you just want to see big hands because you want to activate your shambles effect with law. You want to really just get the most mileage out of that ability. Usually they try to flood the board with 1 drops, and then they want to bounce it back to play a Law or a Luffy and just, you know, get those great effects. It looks like he's going to put 3 on Nami to swing for 5. So a little aggressive here. I don't know if that's the right play because he's got a handful of stuff. I know Nekomushi can't kill anything, but just getting bodies out there is important. And he's going to swing 8 with the Law, so he's playing super aggressive for a Law player. That's, I don't know. You know, I've never played the deck myself, so maybe he's onto something I don't know about. And it looks like the Kaido player is going to get rid of 2 2K counters in the hand to block the AK swing. That's why you want to swing more at 9, because 7 is really 8, 9 is really 10 in this game. What I mean by that is just like the counter power in your hand. The math works out. Usually you're getting rid of 2 cards for a 7K swing, and you're also getting rid of 2 cards for an 8K swing, or a 6K swing. I have it back. So the law player is going to fan out his hand. He's going to, you know, think about all his people that he has to pay back for all his debts in life. I get that, you know, I went through college myself, it happens. So the Kaido player is going to get 1 from the Onigashima. He's going to swing 5 at that Nami and get rid of it, and then King's going to swing at his life for 7, and he's going to block it. So maybe he didn't want to play those cards just because he wanted to have the counter power, but it looks like the Kaido player plays another King, jeez Louise, and gets rid of that Mononosuke, and then plays down a blocker. I don't know what's going on with the Law player, that they usually want to fill up the boards, and I've seen a little bit in their hand, mostly just like Nekomushis and small things, and it looks like he's got a Law, Captain Kidd, and a Brook, and, you know, he just might just have too much big stuff in the hand to really flood the board. And I guess, you know, I haven't thought about that because, you know, I haven't played the Law deck, so I can't, you know, it's hard for me to say what could be going on through their mind, but it looks like their hand is just like costs too much to put everything on the board. so he's probably trying to figure out how to switch up the gameplay for it because of what he's used to. So he's going to swing 5k at the Kiado player. Kiado player's going to take that life, see another card, and it looks like he's paying 8 for, 8-drop kid. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's going to take up your whole turn other than swinging with your leader. You don't want to rest it because seeing it, he's got 2 7Ks on board, and that's just, he'll get over that every day of the week and just, start beating in on you. I like the kid tech in the law deck, but you have to have a board to really make kid effective, or you just have to have a handful of 2Ks. So we'll see what happens here if you can be able to build a board to deal with the Kiado player. But the Kiado player is going to get a turn where he can just swing on him because he doesn't have to redirect to the kid. So it looks like he puts 3 on the Kiado for 8 swings. The law player takes a life. Kiado player is going to think about it. Maybe he's just like, do I want to be nice to this guy or do I want to be mean? Just really dunk on him. Looks like he puts 2 on king and he's going to straight dunk on him like Stephen Curry. Here we go. He takes that life. So he's down to 1 life. That's the problem with those 2 color leaders. You have 4 life, you don't have 5, so you're starting off the race a little bit behind. The effects are supposed to be making up for that, and also the color, being able to play 2 colors, but sometimes 5, sometimes just having that extra life, just gets you there. And they're going to rearrange the board, rearrange the life, moving furniture, just another Saturday. Looks like the Kiado player is going to play a Babanuki. That's just a vanilla 7-drop. He's going to bob his head like one of those little birds that touches the keys to make sure that you're doing your keys actions and not getting fired. He gets his Dawn back, puts it up, draws a card, gets 2 more Dawn. So now he's at 10 Dawn. He's got a big kid. I would say that he's in a good position, but look at the Kiado player's board. Good lord, that's just, that's going to be hard to deal with unless you had a Wrath Kiado, but I don't think you would play that on yourself. So probably here what he would do is, swing with the kid, try to get rid of the king, but he's just got the blocker. He can block that. Kiado player only has 2 cards in hand. Okay, so he's got the Nekomushi. He rests the blocker. That's good. Now just please load up that killer, or load up the big kid and just kill the king. Nope. Okay, you swing 5k at the blocker. That's fine too. Make sure it's dead. But you gotta send that big kid at that king. That's a threat that's gonna come back at you. Okay, good. There you go, 9. Takes a sip of a root beer, it looks like, and he's thinking about that hand. I don't know what he's going to play. Swing, brother. You can do it. I believe in you, probably more than you do yourself in this moment. I know you can do it. I know you can swing. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was the right play. Is he going to counter out? That's going to feel really bad if he does counter out and saves that king, because that's a swing wasted. Looks like I see an Uta, and then gosh, when he does save the king. Oof, that's rough. So that's why I wouldn't have swung with the law at the blocker. That's why I sounded a little surprised, because you could have swung with the big kid first and seen him block it, and then you could have loaded up on your law to make sure you get rid of one of them. Now the Kiado is just going to have 3 7Ks on the side of the field, and it's just that kid's going down. There's no doubt about it next turn. There's just too much power on the board. It's not looking great for the law player, but you gotta play it out, see what happens. Plays the law, so we'll have a blocker, probably drops a chopper. My brain didn't like that configuration of words, much like that law player doesn't like this board. So we see he's got these 7Ks over there. He's just, I don't know how much thinking he really has to do. I would just load those guys up, swing at the kid, and he's got to block it out. He's got a big hand. He can probably counter out a few of those, but if you make the swings big enough, he's got to get rid of the blockers, and then you just make that 3rd or 4th swing just really worth it. So he's going to go 10 on there, on the king, swing, and now the law player has to think. The problem is right here is if he counters out and saves the kid, he's not going to be really taking advantage of that leader's ability. Notice he hasn't activated it once this game. So he gets rid of a 2k and a 1k in hand and saves it. Kiado player loads up. For another 10k swing, he's got to either get another 2k and 1k out of hand. That's 2 more cards out of hand, or he's got to get rid of one of his blockers. It looks like he gets rid of one of his blockers. That's a great sign for a Kiado player. I'd probably just load up 1 on the king, do an 8k swing, and then load up the rest of the 3 on Kiado and do another 8k swing. Because you're getting rid of cards in hand. If you do that in law players, they need that hand to go that extra mile. Okay, so he does the 10k swing. He's putting it on there, and it's kind of like they have to get rid of that blocker or just have enough counter power. It doesn't look like he has enough counter power for that. So It's a good play on the Kaido player's part too, because he's like, I can't get it this turn, but he's got to build another board of blockers and try to get rid of one of these 7Ks next turn to, really keep this game going. I don't know what's going on here, honestly. I don't know whose turn it is. It looks like, okay, purple player passes. Yeah, he had the Kaido up. He couldn't swing with it, so it's okay. We're learning. And we're fanning out. Looks like he has a Bonnie in hand, that Luffy, and that Gum Jet Pistol. That pistol, man, it can't do anything because everything on the board's just 7. And, that's rough because it's like, oh, this is my removal card. And it's like, well, what's it going to remove? Well, nothing. Dead space in the hand. So that's just another card right now that could be a counter. It always sucks seeing that. I swear that bottle on the left was a root beer. He's going to load up. Is it 1 or 2? It looks like 1. So he's going to swing 9 or something. Oh, no. He's going to activate the ability? No, that's a misplay. Yeah, I'm not even going to give him an excuse for that one. That's a big oopsie doopsie. Because I don't know why you would activate that ability when you could just swing and then play the Bonnie. That's just... I mean, sometimes the pressure's on, but we've all been there. We've all done that. He plays the Zoro, swings 5K with the Zoro. Man, I don't know what's going on through his head. He must be thinking about other things. He's gotta be. Plays the Law, bounces the Bonnie, bounces a Capone. I mean, bro, you could have just not swung with that Zoro. I don't know what that 5K swing was doing. He blocked it. It's just unfortunate. It happens. Well, he's got 2 blockers up, and again, the Kaido player has tuned on 3 7Ks and his leader. That's just rough stuff for the Law player. It looks like he's just, holding out, hoping something happens, much like I'm doing with my student loans. Just hoping one day they'll go away, and I won't have to face them. But, the reality of that is probably better than this Law player right now, because I don't see him getting out of this one. It's just inevitable. He's going to let him 3 on the Kaido, swing at the kid, try to get rid of him for just the 8K. I mean, he sees the hand dwindling. He had to play the 2 blockers, so he gets rid of a Bonnie to save the swing. So now he's still got 7 Dawn left to just play around with. I mean, he doesn't really have to build a board. He's already got a gross board. 2 Dawn on the king, swing for 9 at the kid. Gotta get rid of the little blocker, and I think this is the turn where he's probably going to see that kid get off the board, get rid of the boogeyman. Loads 2 more up on the king, swings for 9. Is he going to get rid of the Law? He has no counter power at the end. He has a kid, a Luffy, and a Gum pistol, so he knows he's got to get rid of the Law. He keeps waiting, but it's not going to go away. You just got to block and let it go on. Not even going to give an excuse for that one, man. You know it. Well, he gets rid of it. He decides to keep the Law. I mean, I can see that. You're like, well, I'll keep something around. It's better to keep the Law than lose it and then lose the kid. That would just feel unfortunate. Looks like it's causing a little bit of brain fart for the Kaido player, because he's like, well, I was expecting to put 3 on Babanuki and then swing. Now what do I do? You load up, you swing at that Zoro, get rid of that thing. Yep, there we go. Figured it out, he got it. He's a smart guy, kind of. Looks like he's activating the Kaido to get rid of that last life. I probably would have waited till the next turn to do it, but he's in such a good state on the board. It's just like, does it matter? He's got to get rid of 3 7Ks and he only has 2 swings. He's got the Rush Luffy in hand, but I mean, he's got to put 2 Dawn on the kid and just, like, he can get rid of some of the 7Ks, but he has to put everything right. He has to swing with the Law. Who's the blocker? He needs the blocker, so it's just a rough situation. Looks like he's going to swing 5. The Kaido player is just going to counter out. He's going to play, is it 8 for another kid? Oh man, this is just put her down already, bud. I mean, you got to play your outs, right? He played the kid, got the killer blocker off of that, so he can see a card off the killer, which could be a 2K, so he could survive another turn, but it looks like all the 5K swings the aggression that he does have, the Kaido player is just getting rid of 1 card in hand and just, keeping away from him getting chipped at the life, and looks like he's staying at 3 life, and, the Kaido player is doing more chipping. I see the game so much in his favor. Even after activating Kaido's ability to put that pressure on, he's back at 7 Dawn already, which is just crazy because he's getting 1 from the island. He's got 6 active, which is still, pretty nuts. So he's got 3K to put under there to swing at the kid. He blocks with the killer, sees a card, swings with the king for 8. Looks at what card he drew. He can counter out with a Nekamushi, but he's got 2 more Dawn. Yep, he's gonna put one under the king, making an 8k. He's either got to block or let it die again. I mean, this is just, I feel like I'm watching the last turn all over again. This is, yeah, he's thinking again, it's not going to go away. He saves the law again, he swings for 8, he's got to block the law, it's his only out. So now, I mean, he's got no life, no blockers in hand, he's got a Luffy and a Gumgon. He sees a Capone, you can play one blocker, you know, and hope that your opponent just doesn't swing at you, or just, I don't know, has a brain aneurysm, falls out, and that's, you know, you just win that way. I mean, we all kind of, you know, sometimes you're like, man, maybe something will happen, like some act of God, and I'll just win that game through this, you know. Maybe the guy's wife will call and he's like, oh, I gotta get back to whatever city I live in, and you're like, okay, man, thanks for the dub, bro. This is a slaughter. Oh, jeez. So he's got his hand on the leader. He's like, I'm gonna swing 5. I mean, he's been swinging 5. He could take it. Kiado player could be like, yeah, I'll take that all day. What else you got? You got 10 Dawn, 3 cards in hand. It's rough. Plays the Luffy. I mean, you load up Dawn on the Luffy and swing at one of the guys. Yeah, it looks like that's what he does. Tries to go after the king. Just let the king die, man. Let this guy have something. Thank you. Jeez Louise. It's getting rough over there, bud. Swing 7 at the other king. No, counter that out. There you go. Let him get 1. Don't let him get both. There we go. And then he's got the Capone out. 1 card in hand. This is easier math than, you know, just simple addition. Like, it's just bop bop, you know, caveman math. Unga bunga swing. Doesn't even look at the card he draws. He's like, yeah, I think I got it. He's like, oh, that guy, I know that king. I see him a lot. He's debating on playing it. Man, what a savage. Just plays it to make sure he can get rid of the blocker. You know? Jeez Louise. That's like hiring somebody to kill somebody and then putting life insurance on him. Swinging 7 and he's got the game because he doesn't have a counter. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Peace.